Hey you guys, welcome back. So I just got off work and I wanted to go ahead and do this video real quick while I'm still in that work mode, you know what I mean? Do you guys get like that? Like when you get off work, you get home and you're just like ready to go. It depends on the day, okay? Now if I have a busy ass day and I'm just like so thankful to get off work, that's different. But sometimes like I get off work and I'm still like really motivated, so I'll just do a bunch of stuff as soon as I get home. Anyway, so since I'm feeling motivated, I went ahead, I took some notes last night, and today we were talking about consultations with your clients, which I don't think maybe a lot of groomers realize like that the consultation is literally almost more important than the groom. If you can't do a solid consultation to understand what your client wants, you're not going to do a good groom. It doesn't matter if you're the best groomer in the world. If you cannot learn how to talk to your clients to understand what they want, it doesn't matter if you're groom good. If you're grooming expert level but you're not giving them the groom they want, they don't know. Like, they're like, oh, they can't follow instructions, they're not a good groomer. Okay? So, that's why consultations are your most important thing in your groom, okay? I'm just telling you. Okay, so there's 4 C's of customer service. There's connect, consult, create, complete, okay? So, and we're going to go into each of these and really talk about them. Okay, made my notes. So, first, connect. Now, this is when your client walks in the door. You want to shake their hand, you want to make eye contact, talk to them, talk to the dog, start building rapport. This is also the time that you want to start evaluating that dog. If you, whether it be a returning client or whether it be a new client, if it's a new client, you want to start evaluating the dog, see what kind of personality type it has, what you should be expecting, if you're noticing nervousness, anything like that. This is the time. Okay, so the first one, like I said, is connect. That's building rapport with your humans, building rapport with your dogs, shaking hands, making eye contact, talking, maybe joking around, whatever. Okay, so next is the consult. This is your most important part right here, in my opinion. This is where you're asking those questions, okay, to figure out. You can ask, okay, so what are we doing today? What kind of haircut do you want? If they just say, yeah, I want a haircut or I want a groom or whatever, you say, hey, can you show me pictures? Can you, if they're a new client, tell me about your lifestyle. Like, what do you do? Do you go on a lot of walks? You know, these are all important things to know, especially when we're like shaving paw pads and stuff. If they're walking daily outside, maybe you want to avoid shaving paw pads so they have a little protection from the concrete, that kind of thing. You want to ask stuff like, how often do you brush? This one I really liked. This was in my cosmetology book. It says, what have you liked and disliked about previous grooms? Or it said haircuts, but you get what I mean. So what stuff did you like about your last groom? What stuff did you not like about your last groom? And this can be for a returning client. This can be for a new client. So you understand what they don't want to see and what they like. And this is the same for pictures. If they show you a picture, ask what they like about the picture. If it's, you know, if you get a picture that is like 2 completely different dogs or whatever, try to figure out what they like about that picture, what they're going for. Okay? You want to get specific. So they say, short but not shaved. Okay, what does that mean? How short are we asking for? Do they want to see skin? Do they want to not see skin? Are they worried about sunburn? Those kind of things. Figure out how short. And this is also the time, if you see that they're matted, this is when you let them know. Okay, when they walk in the door before they've given you the dog, and you say, hey, I'm going to need to shave today. I know a lot of groomers carry a comb in their pocket so they can show, hey, look, see, this won't go through. So we need to shave today. This is why. And if they say no, bye. See you later. You know, good luck with another groomer. But, you know, if you're going to come to my shop, you got to be shaved today. That kind of thing. So this is also another time that you want to start looking at their structure, like how are they standing, are their legs bowed, that kind of thing. You want to just start getting an eye for all of this. You want to assess the facts, so think about like their haircut and whatever. So say, and you want to give recommendations. So say that your client their dog's matted. They're telling you, no, I want them brushed out. This is when you say, hey, I can't brush them out today. This is why. This is what I recommend. And this is how we avoid it in the future. This is when you want to say it. And before you take that dog back and do a single thing to them, this is when you need to give your feedback, explain what you're going to be doing. I like when a customer tells me what they want. I want a short tail, I want trim between the eyes, and I want around their booty trimmed. I say that back to them, and I say correct. And if there's like, yeah, then we're like, okay, good. That's them giving me their consent. And this, again, needs to be done before they leave their dog with you. So you need to be on the same page, and you need to have their consent before you even start cutting, bathing, whatever. Before you even put them on your table, you need to have that consent. Okay, so that's all for consult. So the next thing that we have is create. Now this is your actual service. So this is where you want to make sure that your client is calm, and you also need to stay calm and focused so that you can provide the best service that you can. If you need to take a break, you're getting stressed out, put it down, do some yoga, maybe some stretching, do whatever you can to calm yourself back down, breathe, whatever you need to do if you need to do that. And so this is your performing. Okay, so your main priority in this moment, in this create stage, is to create the haircut that you just discussed and to stay calm and make sure that your client, your dog on your table, is comfortable during this service. That's your priorities in that stage. The final thing is complete. So this is when you're bringing the dog up and they're like, oh my gosh, and blah, blah, blah. And then you can say, do you like the groom? Is it how you like it, first of all? And if they're like, oh yeah, that's great, they just look great, thank you so much, whatever. You're like, great. You want to make sure you're writing that down and you want to teach them. So if you're like, okay, Fluffy here needs to be brushed 3 times a week. This is when you're telling them that. That's part of your complete stage. This is also when you can be recommending your products. So if you sell retail, this is your time. This is your moment, okay? This is when you recommend brushes. This is when you recommend products, shampoos, conditioners, whatever you sell, colognes, dry shampoos, whatever it may be. This is your moment to shine, okay? This is your moment to come in and be like, hey, I have these things that are going to work for your dog, and they're awesome, and you got to try them, okay? That's your moment. The next thing is you want to pre-book. If you can, just say, hey, would you like us to go ahead and write you down in 4 to 6 weeks or whatever? Just a simple question. They may say no, and that's fine. You can be like, okay, just give us a call when you're ready or whatever. But I learned this at Sally's because we had to sell these beauty club cards at Sally's, and they would tell us to ask everybody. So every single person, I would say, do you have a Sally's card with us? If they said no, I would say, would you like a Sally's card? If they were like no, ends there. Okay, so if I ask them, would you like to pre-book? And they're like, no, not today. I'm not going to sit there and beg them. You don't necessarily have to do that. I mean, you could say, like, if you're somebody that books up or whatever, you could say, like, well, you know, I do book out pretty far in advance, so you may want to go ahead and reserve that spot to ensure that you get it, kind of thing. You can say that, but, you know, this isn't like, you've got to pre-book kind of thing. Like, it's not that big of a deal, okay? They'll call you. It's going to be okay. Anyway, there's 2 more things, but this is like the last main thing that's going to deal with you and your client, is to say thank you. There are so many groomers in the area. I don't know about you, but I probably have 12 near me, okay? So I say thank you to every client. I write it on every report card. I say thank you so much for bringing your dog to me. That's all you have to say. Say thank you. Thank you so much for bringing Fluffy. We'll see you on your next visit. Thank you so much. That's all it takes. It's just a simple thank you. Kind of goes back to our lessons a while back where we were talking about gratitude and stuff. Same thing. You just want to tell them thank you. Let them know that you appreciate them coming to you. That's it. Nice and easy. And then the last thing is complete your client record. I think I may have already said that, but this is when you go in the back. If you enter it in your computer, I personally write it on a note card. That is when you want to do it. When it's fresh in your head, you know exactly what you just did. Write it down real quick, and bam, that's it. That's how easy it is. And I promise you, the consultation alone, well, all 4 steps are very important, but the consultation, I'm telling you, if you have a thorough consultation, if somebody tells you that bullshit, I want a puppy cut, I want a summer cut, I want it's short but not shaved, that stuff, instead of rolling your eyes and being like, ugh, whatever, and doing your own thing, ask them questions. What do you mean by that? You can say, well, a puppy, this is what I say. If I get one of those, I say, well, that can mean different things to different people. So my version of a puppy cut might be different than your version of a puppy cut. Because for me, if I'm just like, oh, puppy cut, that's going to be round the feet, trim between the eyes. For another groomer, that may be a full haircut. And I just explain that. So if you have to explain it to them to try to get a better answer, do that. But don't leave or let the customer leave without thoroughly understanding what they're asking for. So if you have to keep asking questions, and if they get frustrated with you and say, well, you're a groomer, you should know this stuff, just say, well, you know, I'm a groomer, I can groom dogs' hair, but I want to make sure I'm understanding what you are asking for as a client so that what I create is what you're expecting. So I personally haven't had a lot of people act that way about me asking questions, but I have heard other groomers say that, you know, I start asking questions and they act like I don't know what I'm talking about, or they act like I'm not a good groomer or whatever. Well, fuck them. I'm just being honest, fuck them. If they're going to act like that, then whatever, you don't need them anyway. But I'm just saying I haven't personally had anybody act like that. And if I did, I would just explain, hey, I have to ask these questions so I can make sure you are getting the groom that you're expecting. That's why I'm asking questions. I know how to groom dogs. You can hand me this dog and say not a word and I could groom it and hand it back to you and it'd look cute. You know what I mean? But I'm asking questions to figure out what you are asking for so I can provide what you are looking for. Okay? So anyway, I just wanted to go over this real quick. It's a quick thing. I feel like it like, you know, when you look at it like this, like I got a whole page of notes right here. It seems like a lot to remember, but it's really not. It's just connect. That's when you say hello, introduce yourself to the dogs, get familiar, whatever. Consult is asking what the client is wanting from you. Complete is doing the service, or sorry, create is doing the service. Complete is follow up with your client. Making sure they like everything. Are you going to sell them retail? That kind of stuff. So it's really easy, you guys. And this is going to make a difference in your grooming if you don't do this. And if you have a receptionist, okay, so it depends on the dog. Now, my regulars, usually the parents don't need to talk to me. But for the first couple visits, I do like to try to talk to the parents if I can. But it just depends. But if you can, especially if you own your own shop, like I would definitely make sure you're doing that with every single client. When I switch to my own shop, I will be doing that. It's a little bit different right now because sometimes dogs are scheduled and they come in while I'm actually working on another dog. So it's kind of more difficult to just like stop what I'm doing and go talk to the client. I get that stuff happens, but new clients especially, try your best to do the client consultation because I'm telling you, it's going to make such a big difference. I've had clients tell me like, well, you just know how to groom better than the other groomers around here. That's not true. That's not true. I know that because I know the other groomers in the area. I see their pictures. I talk to them. They're bomb. They know what they're doing. The problem is that I think a lot of them don't know how to have a consultation to understand what the customer is asking for. Because if they understood what the customer was asking for, I'm sure they could provide that groom no problem. But that's why the consultation is important. It's going to make you look more professional. It's going to ensure that you're going to provide a haircut that that client's expecting, and it's going to make your life easier, okay? So anyway, I hope this was helpful. This is something that I've been thinking about making a video for a long time because that's something I've been thinking since I first started grooming was, you know, when I get told stuff like, oh, you're the best groomer around, I don't believe that. I think it's super nice for anybody to say that. Thank you. I'm flattered. But I'm just being honest. I think there's groomers in this area that could groom circles around me, no problem. But maybe they don't know how to have that conversation with the client to get the groom that client is looking for. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, I hope this was helpful to you guys. I'm going to go and relax because I'm off work. Yay! I'm excited. I love just being home and hanging out with the dogs. I'm going to go watch some Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You know what I'm saying. All right. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching as always. I love you guys. And I'll see you soon. Bye.